Hello, children. This is Grandma Carla with Chapter 3 of Skylark by Patricia Mcglachlan. And here we go. On Sunday, the air was still, the way it is before a storm. We dressed up and rode the wagon to church. Inside the church, it was cool, like a prairie spring, and Caleb fell asleep. Matthew, Maggie, Rose, and Violet, our closest neighbors, sat in front of us. Tom, their baby, turned around and reached out to Sarah. She smiled and took his hand. Papa smiled too. We all hated to go outside into the sun again. Maggie and Sarah walked to the wagons, shading their eyes against the sun. "Any news?" asked Maggie. "Seal is having babies," said Caleb. "Lots of babies." Maggie laughed. "That is big news. Come to think of it, I've seen Seal at our house," said Maggie, "with Sam, the orange cat." Sarah smiled. "So it's Sam, is it?" Sarah and Maggie laughed together. Then Sarah reached over and took Tom in her arms. She kissed the top of his head. "I am surrounded by motherhood," she said softly. I looked up at the way her voice sounded, sad and thoughtful. "A calf due soon," she added, "then kittens." Papa and Matthew came over, Papa's face serious. "What is it?" asked Sarah. "What's the matter?" "The church well is down, a whole foot," said Matthew. "A foot!" exclaimed Maggie. "That's even more than ours." Papa looked at the sky. "What if it doesn't rain?" asked Caleb. I brushed his arm with my hand as if I were trying to brush away his words. "It will rain, Caleb," I said. Tom held out his arms to Papa, and Papa lifted him up, smiling. "Are those clouds, Tom?" he said. "In the west? Maybe it will rain. Maybe." "Yes," said Maggie, trying to be cheerful. "It will rain." Her face looked serious suddenly. "It will rain," she repeated. "It's just the time before it rains that it's hard. It always is." We rode home, followed by clouds of dust tossed up by our wagon. The sky was blue. Heat waves rose off the land. As much as Papa wished for it, there were no clouds in the sky. "Anna! Anna!" I opened my eyes, and morning sun poured across my quilt. Caleb was there, half dressed. "What?" "The calf is born. Hurry!" Caleb pulled back my covers, and I jumped up, and we ran downstairs. "Why didn't you wake us up?" I asked, excited. "When was he born?" "She," said Papa. He sat at the kitchen table drinking coffee. "Eat your breakfast first." Papa drank coffee, and Sarah put bowls on the table. Caleb tried to run out the door, but Papa reached out and grabbed him. "Eat," said Papa firmly. "Hurry, Caleb, eat faster," I said. "I'm eating as fast as I can," said Caleb. "Is Mama excited? Does she like her baby?" he asked Papa. Papa grinned at Sarah. "An excited cow? I'm not sure I noticed. What do you think, Sarah?" "I think she likes her calf," said Sarah, smiling back at Papa. "What does she look like?" I asked. "Small, brown," said Papa. "She has some white on her face." Sarah looked at me over her cup. "Your Papa says her face is as pale as the winter moon," she said. "And to think that you said that sometimes he is not good with words." I smiled at Sarah. "Moonbeam," said Caleb. "We could call her Moonbeam." Papa laughed at the name. "Finished," Caleb said, his spoon clattering in the empty bowl. "Finished," I said, and we ran out the door to the barn, where in the shadows Mamie looked up at us, her eyes steady. After a moment, Mamie leaned over to lick the calf that lay in the hay. "Sarah's right," whispered Caleb. "Mamie likes her calf." Papa was right too. Her face was as pale as the winter moon. Sometimes Sarah dances, and she makes Papa dance too. His face shy, his smile like Caleb's smile. Sometimes, when Papa worries about the farm or the weather, Sarah takes his hand and pulls him outside. "Come, Jacob, come walk with me," she says, and he does. They walk the fields and the country road, Lottie and Nick following them. Once they chased each other through the rows of corn, and we could hear the sounds of their laughter. That is the end of chapter 3, and this is Grandma Carla, and I hope you like this book as much as I do. I love you.